eternity in this battlefield nightmare. Whoa, the bitter taste on my tongue. Blood soaked earth beneath my feet, where innocence lies. The scars of battle etched upon my soul, in the chaos and the madness, where the brave and broken roll. I've seen my brothers fall like leaves in autumn's grasp. Their voices silenced forever in this relentless, endless rasp. Haunted by the faces of those who've gone before. Their spirits cry out to me in the deafening uproar. War, relentless march of time upon my heart, where every victory stained with tears, where every ending starts. The agony of loss, the agony of life, in this never-ending struggle, where darkness meets the strife. Still I press on, fueled by duty's call, for freedom's price is steep, and I'll cower before. Oh, the symphony of chaos in my mind, where hope and fear collide, where fate is unkind. But through the pain and sorrow, I'll stand tall, for I am a soldier in the heavy metal brawl. In the silence of the night, I hear the echoes of the past. The cries of the fallen brothers whose dreams could not outlast. With each step I take, another piece of me is torn. But still I march onward through the darkness for the conquerors. The smell of gunpowder, the taste of blood and sweat. A symphony of agony, a symphony of regret. For every life lost, for every soul laid bare, I'll carry their memory through the smoke-filled air. War, the crucible where soldiers rise and fall, where the bravest hearts are tested, where the strongest stand tall. But in the end we're all just pawns in the game, in this fucking never-ending cycle of glory and shame. A symphony of pain. In the shadows of the night, where memories still roam, I return from the battlefield, but I'm never truly home. My mind's a battleground, haunted by what I see, trying to tame the beast within, trying to keep it from being seen. The monster within me, it's not separate or apart, but a twisted reflection of the battles in my heart. Born from the chaos of war, it's become a part of me, a constant reminder of who I used to be. I left a piece of me out there on that foreign land. Now I'm back in familiar streets, trying to understand the faces of my loved ones that seem to be strange. For they can't comprehend the war, they can't see the change. The monster within me, it's not separate or apart, but a twisted reflection of the battles in my heart. take their toll. I'm searching for attention, a way to find peace, but the battlefield still echoes if you seem to release. So I'll keep on fighting, both the battles out there and within. Hoping one day to find solace, hoping one day to win. For the soldier and the man, they're two sides of the page. And I'll keep striving for peace until I tame the monster's rage. In the depths of my dreams, the monster scratches at the door, leaving scars on my mind, haunting me even more. It claws through the barriers, reminding me it's there. A constant presence lurking, filling me with fear. Still it reminds me it's there. A constant presence lurking, filling me with fear. The monster within me has become a part of me, a constant reminder of who I used to be. The monster within me is not separate or apart, but a twisted reflection of the battles in my heart. Born from the chaos of war, it's become a part of me, a constant reminder.
Oh, hello, hey, what's going on, everybody? I am back with another Final Fantasy 11 episode. It's a late night stream. I was gonna do one earlier, but I had work that came up, so I'm like, yeah. And now, in my greatest wisdoms, I realized that I meant to take off this piece. I can't. Oh, wait, I think I got it. There we go. That rattling. Yeah, so we are doing. I'll let you all see what the hell I'm looking at. All right. Anyways, 8. I didn't put it in the title, but we are doing Bastok rank missions tonight, and so I am on the Bastok mission. Is called Fetishism. At least that's how I think it's pronounced. But basically, we're getting fatigues from Quadras. I have opted just to buy them. Okay, so let me show you real quick. Overall, just as I'm going to show you this, overall, I'm in good mood. I got done with the gym. I mean, I didn't go to the gym. I have a treadmill here at my house. It's one of the manual ones, so where it basically is, it's tilted up a little bit. It's just where it uses your own momentum and body weight to keep it going. So I opted to do that tonight instead of going to the gym, just because I was just like, I got done with work. And starting next week, Sunday nights, I go back to bowling for the winter season. So normally I would be doing something else already. So I think Sundays are going to primarily be me just like, you know what, I'm not going to be working out. Or worst case is I'm going to do like calisthenics like in the morning when I get up, and then proceed the rest of the day. But I've been doing different things. But anyway, hold that thought for a second. So anyway, so if you decide to buy the fetishes, because I know I'm going back into the Bastok mission, you can go into auction house, you go to others, you can go into Beastmate. Now I put everything in alphabetical order. Just makes it a whole lot easier when you're trying to find stuff, unless there's a level to them. Anyways, you gotta come down. Oh, wait. Oh, you know what? Bet you. Now I feel like an idiot because. Here we go. So you could go down and you're gonna see is fetish arms, heads, legs, torso. Now there was one of each in these. I grabbed the last one, so it cost me like 10 to 15. I think one cost me 20,000. But it depends on your server. If there's a whole bunch of them, chances are you can get them cheaper. If there's very few, you may have to spend a bit of money if you decide to buy them. If not, what you're going to do is you're going to come through and I will, let's see, change map. So you come out of Port Bastock. I think C is this way. So you're going to come out of Port Bastock and let's see, okay, you should see, okay, there's my cursor. You're going to come into North Gusterberg and then from there into North Gusterberg. Let's see. You're going to, so you'll be approximately somewhere around here if you come in Bastock, or if you went through the markets and you came around to South Gusterberg, then you can come up this way. I suggest just go through the go to the ports and just come over here. Anyways, you're gonna make your way all over here, and right up in here is Palbora Mines. So from there, I've done this mission so many times it's not even funny. That's why I just opted just to buy. We'll go through map 1, and as you see, you're gonna be somewhere up in here. No, because the maps sometimes get confusing. I did have it right the first time. So, okay, anyways. Yeah, I could show you. I just don't feel like it. So anyway, so you'll come approximately in here, and you're just going to make your way in here, and then up to like the second floor, you're going to be doing like Onyx. It was. Hold on, so let me pull up my thing real quick. Yeah, you gotta take on Amber Quadros, Greater Quadros, Onyx Quadros, Veteran Quadros in the Palbora Mines, which all of them drop any one of the the Fetique pieces. Okay, yeah, you just make your way between the first and the second floor. You just keep going at the other Onyxes. They can get up there. Do watch out. There is an item called Bone Eater that's probably like right around in here. Drops a really good item, but he's obviously, if you take him on and you're not expecting it, he could take you out. He did to me the first time because I accidentally pulled him when I wasn't paying attention. And you know, next thing I know is I had a couple Quadros on top of me, and they're just like using me as a fucking punching bag. You know, so I opted just to go for just to buy. Like I said, I've done the mission. Now, if you never did the mission, it's good to go ahead and maybe do it yourself. But if you've done it over and over and over, you're just using this as a refresh. Yeah, you're cool. Just buy them. Or if you got the money, it doesn't really matter. I would always just use the same guard. Just for consistency, because you can go to any of the gate guards and all of it. Sometimes I remember because I was like, I always went to one gate guard, but then I went to a different gate, and I forgot who it was who I'm talking to, and I'm sitting there like an idiot. So I just always just go to the same gate guard. But for some reason, this one just does not tempt me to the crystal place. Like, whatever. You're just gonna come over. You're going to trade all 4 pieces. Boom, 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 boom. Or not. Oh, okay, I never accepted, that's why. I'm like, no, what the fuck? Yeah, I could have sworn I is done. Now on my server, if you don't get the rank 2 mission or the next fail one, mine says you just trade crystals to the guy to give you points, and it allows you to go to the thing. Like I said, I'm gonna do, in order for me to unlock the 4th trusty slot, because right now I have access to 3. So to get to the 4th one, at least on my server, using the cheap way. I forget how they did it on the original way. Oh wow, he moves his mouth. That's looks kind of creepy. Yeah, they try incorporating some things in here, and they kind of glitch out. Like earlier, like I hit a cutscene doing the Shanto thing, and then the NPC who comes, it's like, oh, master, she's like flying all over the fucking place, doing weird contortions. You know, I'm like, is she possessed or something? So it just is what it is. They tried doing some things on here, some cool, some didn't work out too great. So yeah, so I am trying to do is get to rank 3 in order for me to unlock the 4th NPC slot on my server. I need to pay the NPC 125,000 gil plus be rank 3. I got the money. I clearly got the money. I got millions on this one, just from like doing dailies. But obviously I'm not rank 3 because I just became rank 2. Okay, so now we're gonna go to the next mission. It's the Crystal Line. Like I said, I'm looking up to see how it goes. Iron string structure on the console highlights that drains energy for crystals. Okay, let's see if this will... Okay, so in this case now I will trade crystals just so I can get enough. I got a whole bunch of them. I think. Did I do it? No, I did not do it to this one. I know you can do it. Maybe you can only... Why is it not... Okay, I'm gonna feel like an idiot. I know you can trade crystals to these guys. I've done it before. Oh man. Hold on. Trade enough crystals to the conquest. Oh, to the conquest NPC. Must be him. There you go. There we go. Crystal line. Okay, now we're going to go see Sid. I think, right? Yep. Optional talk to Sid. Well, it says it's optional, but I'm going to do the whole way. Let's do this. I always like how I was saying, you know, changed up my workout routine a little bit. Pretty much is from all the research I was doing, because I've lost now. I was at, because I had lost quite a bit of weight. I lost probably about 16 pounds, give or take. It took me a while to do that, but now I've lost an additional nearly 4 pounds just switching to this new way that I've been doing. I'm noticing I'm losing weight twice as fast. I can kind of type sometimes. So, and I noticed that since I've been, because I'm doing a lot of research, not only into like good dieting, because the key things I've taken away is when you're trying to lose weight. just simply just losing weight. Basically, is you got to do is a caloric deficit. So basically, and it's very simple. You probably heard it a lot of times. It's just like, well, you have to burn more than what you intake. So if you're intaking 2,000 calories, then you need to burn more than that. So your weight goes down. General rule of thumb, they're like, is like go down. Is like if you're intaking 2,000 calories, you got to burn at least 2,500 calories. When you're first slowly trying to do it, they really don't recommend anything more than like 500. Maybe you can kind of get away with 1,000, but slowly kind of start off. So let's see, Chris. I'm changing back to the mission real quick. Not exclusive. Traded to receive to see. Okay. It can't be traded or purchased from bazaars. Internally, it can't be. Oh, okay. So let's see if I can find. I can buy a faded crystal on the auction house. That's what I need. Okay. Let's see if there's any. It's under others, miscellaneous. Now you could do is come on, sort for me. Chances are there's probably not one on the because there's not many people on this server. Hold on a sec. Are not exhibited. Can be traded. Well, it says miscellaneous one, but I don't see them here. Oh, I guess we have to do this the old-fashioned way. Let me check the. Oh, if we gotta do this the old-fashioned way, huzzah! Alright, yeah, we're just gonna do this the old-fashioned way. Alright, so as alternative, it can be obtained by trading a synthesis crystal to any crag telepoints. Okay, but what's a synthesis crystal? An auction house category for crystals used in crafts and very high quality. Oh, so I guess just any crystal. Okay, so what I mean by synthesis crystal, just a crystal. Okay. All right, cool. All right, so we. So, a part of my caloric deficit is when I change my diet up. So, real quick is I'm going to transport to one of the crags. Hold on a sec. Give me 1 sec. I'll be right back. Where were we? Oh, no, sorry. So like I said, with how I changed I said I'm going to Constant Islands to go trade this crystal. So while I'm in the process of doing that, I will talk to you other people. I just find the same plateau to be, because if you go to the conscious high, but then you gotta wrap your way in and out. It's so annoying. So, oh, wind effect. Haha. I see. This is why I told you. See, when you do, that's why I wanted to get summer done real quick. Because look, I'm just traveling around and just getting effects without even trying. It's rather funny. Let's see. Okay, I don't even know which ones I still gotta do. Huh. Alright, so anyway, so what was I saying? Okay, so as I'm making my way over here, so anyway, so what I change up on my diet is, and I gotta get way over here. So, so with my diet, um, I changed it down into, and I haven't really changed much of my diet since I first started doing it. But what I started doing is, like, I took carrots out of my shakes, okay, and now I do is I eat instead of like, cause what was it? What was I eating in between? Oh, I can't remember what the hell it was. I was eating something. So, but I decided instead of eating whatever it was, it might have been like meat or something. I decided to eat the carrots instead. So, and because carrots are good in fiber, and fiber helps suppress your appetite. Okay, along with what else I have in the drinks too. And in my drinks, I've added some broccoli, avocados. Though I think I'm getting away from the avocados. It's just because I really gotta cut them up really fine, and it's just annoying. But I mean, I may still try to stick to them here and there, but you know. So anyway, so within my shakes, like I said, I go for like high protein and as much fiber as I can, because with the more fiber, you'll feel more full and you're less likely to like want to binge eat. But what I do is that that's why I'll have the carrots in between, and carrots are low in calories. They don't provide any protein, but they do provide other basic nutrients, vitamins. But on top of that is they got a good source of fiber and all. So I say I'm here at the crag, and it says I gotta trade it to the crag, but I just want to see if there's anything. Okay, I gotta trade it to the telepoint. So one sec. Let's see if this works. It's been such a long time since I've done one of these. Oh, don't even. I already possessed the gate teleport for this. Oh, that sucks. Okay. I gotta do. Let me check my trade on. Let me check my key items real quick. No, key items. Temporary. Nope. Okay, no. It shouldn't be one. God damn it. I do hate when I do this. I should have looked this up, I guess. Now I feel kind of silly and stupid. Okay. Alright, let me go to the other points. I know I've had to do this the other way. Let me come over here, let me see. Well, that's a dimensional port, that wouldn't make any sense. But hey, for shits and giggles. Like, I'm losing how much on there's 3 points on here that you can use technically. I just want to make sure. Oh no, yes I did. There it is. Faded crystal. So you gotta go to this one over here. But you know what? I'm so used to thinking I'm gonna get a trade, but it doesn't. Okay, cool. Okay, so me not wanting to be an idiot, I feel a little better. Okay, so let's see, and then speak to Ayami. Metalworks at the canyon. So she'll be at. I wanted a cannon thing. Do I have her as a trust? No. I think you get her in rank 3. Okay. Awesome. Awesome. Making progress. 2 thumbs up. So anyway, so for my shakes, I use is Greek yogurt, plain. I mean, their taste is something to be not desirable. Our, you know, just let me just do this part real quick. So, Greek yogurt, and then I'll put in anywhere from half to a full scoop of protein powder. And this is for 1 shake. I do generally 2 shakes for work. Let's see, then I'll add in, sometimes I'll add in, like, depending on how my day is, I'll add in generally like oats. I'll do like if you do half a scoop, it's like at least just for the plain oats that I have. Like it's like the instant oats things, you know. You see the Quaker Oats guy. Okay. By the way, Cannery's over here. She's at this one. I don't know who's at that one. Anyway, so I'll add in like so basically it's a quarter of a cup. You know, that gives you about 10 to 15 carbohydrates, but it does add in protein. One second. So speak to her to finish. Okay. Well, maybe Naji is not optional after all. So anyway, and like I said, so for 2 shakes, I'm using half a scoop, and for at least the oh, I guess it changed a little bit. So anyway, so we're gonna go back to Sid. Even though literally I'm following, I guess the instructions on here aren't as accurate. I should just pay attention to what this says. So anyway, so I'll do a quarter cup of oats, and this is for me because I'm strictly in a losing phase. I'm not looking to really pack on per se muscle. There are 3 places in our structure where you can get the crystal. Obtain faded crystal. There you go. Okay, so oh yeah, okay, so I'm going to trade him the crystal. I didn't realize it was down here. There we go. That's what it was. I had to do that so I can get that, and then I go talk to Yami. Got ahead of myself. I want, does that update in here now? Okay. So anyway, so I'll do 2 spoonsful of Greek yogurt. Sometimes I'll go a little bit more than that. It's kind of a judge thing. Half to a full scoop of protein powder. I use just, it's the 6-star whey protein. It's strawberry flavor. I like the strawberry flavor. All right, for each scoop, it's like 30 grams of protein. I got the thing right here. Let's see, hold on. It's 170 calories per scoop. Though I might try to do. I mean, I bought a whole bunch of them because they were like, what is it? When I got them, they were like on sale for like $12 off Amazon. They were like nearly 50. They're like almost 50% off. So I'm just like, okay, cool. They got 2.5 grams of total fat with 1.5 saturated fat. So that's why I tend to go with like maybe half to 3/4 of a scoop. Hold on a sec, cause my dog is barking. Alright, so anyway, so I'll do a scoop of that, 1/4 scoop of of oats, and then I'll add in veggies. I go with broccoli, avocado, anything that has like a lot of fiber in it, and it's low in calories. I'll also add in like blueberries or strawberries. Again, they'll add more fiber and all, and those are very low in calories. So most of my calories are coming from the whey protein, between the whey protein, the oats, and the Greek yogurt. But then the rest don't really have all that much in calories. So you're talking about, I'm probably getting like, I'm taking a guess here, like 300, maybe to 400 calories per shake. And I'm getting a lot of protein between the Greek yogurt gives protein, the oats give some protein, but they're also good in fiber, and they do got carbs, but you do need some carbs. When you're trying to lose weight, you do want to limit how much carbs you do. I don't do carb cycling because, quite frankly, I suck at carb cycling. I have not been good at doing it, and I lose track sometimes, so I'm just like, screw this carb cycling. Even though I've heard it's really good, and basically carb cycling is you'll do is like the first 2 or 3 days of your week, you'll overload on carbs, just ridiculous amount. And as you progress through the week, you are limiting, and then you'll like the next couple days you'll do like maybe half of what you did. And then the rest of the week, you'll do nearly no carbs. And then you'll just rinse and repeat. And the idea is that with the carb cycling, is your body gets kind of at the end is trying to hopefully put your body in such a phase where it's gonna try to, instead of grabbing energy from like the food, it's gonna try to grab the energy from the fat, thereby burning up your fat instead of whatever source you have available for you. Uh, so, and I'll do 2 shakes a day, and for and then I have on the, because I am a truck driver. Again, I'm a truck driver by trade. I do quite a bit of sitting, unfortunately. So for me, I need to do actually a very low calorie, high protein diet and all that. Just where with, and then including a lot of fiber, as much as I can get in there. So this way, I don't get hungry and all that. But I do take on with me is obviously is a lot of water. I do take with me a Powerade, but I've been researching a little bit is that one of the things that is in Powerade is called natural flavors. Now they had the other ones where it's artificial flavors. So artificial flavors, we're doing when you're doing like the lower calorie Powerades and slash Gatorades. I think actually Gatorade's the ones that has the artificial flavors, and those are like, from what researchers has been finding out, is that even though the artificial flavors don't have really any sugar, but it tells your body that it's taking sugar, thereby spiking your insulin. And insulin, what it does is it causes your body to say, okay, store fat, don't touch the fat because we're going to need it eventually. Okay? And so then it causes so then your body is going into survivor mode. So anybody who's been doing research, and if you've done the research, is that your body is great at wanting to preserve itself. That's what our bodies have done for since the beginning that man could walk. Because in the beginning, doing a little history right here, is food was nowhere near abundant like it is today. I mean, man had to go hunt. At times, man would go hungry at times. If you didn't catch it, or if you weren't able to grow it, or whatever. So the body was designed to preserve itself at all costs. Okay, so literally, it's just like it will take muscle and all kinds of other sources of energy before it touches the fat, because the fat is the last thing. Now in today's world, we have access to so much food, despite what everybody says. I mean, hell, there's people can just go online and just order food, and it'll just show up at your house. Or granted, if that ever stops and people are just like, oh, I can't get food, it's like, go learn to fucking grow food. Okay, I love my garden and all that. Didn't do it this summer because my kid's sister is raising chickens, and at a certain point, and she just finally got up in a enclosure encampment for the chickens here within the last few weeks. I think about 3 weeks ago. So most of my gardening time was done. But when I had the garden going, she had to let the chickens got out, and they fucking destroyed my garden because they're like, food, eat. Even when I had a little fence up, those fuckers jump. They just like do. They're like, look, we can fly a little bit, and they fucking hop the fence. I was like, motherfuckers. Okay, so they fucking ruined my garden. So I was just like, and I said, oh, and on top of that, I add cucumbers too. Cucumbers are a really good source. Not only does it provide fiber, it also provides I forget what a mineral it does, and it acts like excess water and all that. Water is really the good source for you. So anyway, so like I said, that's why I can't wait for next year. I'm gonna go back to gardening. So let's see. Okay, so we're going to the next mission. Oh no, I'm a little off. Next mission is called Waiting Beast. Alright, so we'll go. So anyway, so if fucking, what was I saying? Yep, chickens. Don't let them loose if you plan on gardening. They will fucking destroy your goddamn garden because they're like, oh, food. So, but so in addition to the shakes and to the carrots, I'll take carrots with me on my truck. So the things I have is water, carrots, and my shakes. My shakes, I just use water in them when I'm grinding them up. I definitely do suggest if you're going to make shakes is obviously get yourself a blender. Get yourself a good blender. You know, I got myself like a decent one. It gets the job done. A lot of times they just, they say the thickening of the shakes is like putting like ice cubes. I don't put. I just really feel like because they're gonna grind, they're gonna maybe chip away at the metal and all that. So I just kind of avoid that. What I notice I can actually thicken it a little bit is put a little milk in there. I recommend like skim milk or fat-free milk. Okay, you can do whole milk if you're doing just a little bit, but it really just oh fuck you! I gotta go get more crystals. Let's see, is this enough? It's full. Okay. So I collected lizard egg from BC, Dingo Quality. I just need a lizard egg? Okay, well. You can go to Dingo Quality, you can just hunt the lizards till you get a lizard egg? Really? That's it? Buy it off the auction house. Let me see, make sure it wasn't like a special egg. Walk through. Okay, you can get them off the auction house. Just go under food, or you can go to Windhurst, but I really not going to. Or you can just go kill lizards until you get a lizard egg. You don't have to go into Dingo Quality. Just go to a damn lizard. You do outpost work. Go to Zulkine. There, if literally just a lizard egg, I get them all the time. Actually, I just NPC'd some. Oh, when I use the term NPC, which means is I just take items and I just sell them to the NPCs. So, because they're not worth hanging on to. Ooh, wow, 1,000. Should have been selling those lizard eggs so quickly. So, how much is the first stack? It's gotta be like, what? First stack and it's 100. Oh, you know why? Single items when you need them. So, let's obtain trade eggs. Alright, center is in the metalworks. So, so with the shakes, the carrots, and the water, I'm generally good through my work day. When I'm at work, but I do is before I go to work, I'll eat breakfast. So I was eating straight up eggs, and all. What I'm thinking of doing is probably adding some more vegetables, but sometimes like I'm in a kind of a rush and all that. But I'm gonna like hard boil eggs, like probably like the night before, like 2 or 3 or whichever, and then just take the yolk out. So, because the yolk, don't get me wrong, if you're trying to bulk up, just eat the whole egg. But see, I am trying to lose weight. I'm trying to lose weight on average 1 to 2, maybe 3 pounds tops per week, and 3 pounds is kind of more than so. If I can average like 10 pounds a month, I'm losing. Great, which means I know right now if I were to average 10 pounds loss a month, in 3 months I'll hit my goal. Because right now I just weighed myself. I'm about 100. I'm at 170. I'm at 177.2 pounds, so I'm almost at 176. So if I lose 30 pounds, I'm under 150 pounds, which is really good because then I'm right where I want to be. and that's when I might try to bulk up just a little bit so I can build up the muscle. If I'm like 146 pounds, I'll be skinny, and especially if I'm working out. And I'm pretty positive the muscles underneath, because right now I'm still trying to lose the stomach. I'm trying to lose the fat, but I'm pretty sure once I get that fat, for the most part, the fat out of the way, I bet you the muscles are pretty built up because I go ridiculously hard on my abs. I try not to go too hard. I try to do a little bit more repping than weight, because I had an issue where a few years back where I was doing sit-ups and then my belly button kind of popped. All of a sudden I went from an innie to an outie. I forget what it is, but I had to go have surgery. They had to put a meshing in there, and so I've been always nervous about doing workouts with doing like crunches and all that. I'm afraid I'm gonna hurt some. It did kind of hurt a little. I didn't feel any pain per se when it happened, but it just felt weird. So I'm like, went to the doctor. The doctor's like, not good. You gotta get surgery. I was like, okay. One of the few times, I guess I'm glad to be in the VA because it didn't cost me anything. But I mean, anyways, on top of that, like I said, I'll eat eggs in the morning. Eggs are low in calories, high protein. If you take out the yolk, and you know, so it's pure egg whites. It's just pure, nearly pure protein. Most of the calories and the fat come from the yolk itself, not the egg whites. If you're trying to bulk up, eat the whole egg. You're still getting the proteins, you're getting fat, and you do need some fat. It's you don't want saturated fat because that's the fat that lingers on. You know, that's where you get your subternal fat, which is the fat you feel like if your stomach is not tight and all that, and you're like, it's kind of squishy. That's subternal fat. It's a fat that's just underneath the skin and all. But then behind that fat is what is called visceral fat. That's the fat that's in between like your organs. It's covering your organs. That's like the substrate fat is not actually dangerous or anything like that. Actually, you need some subterraneous fat. You know, it helps protect your organs. It does actually gives you that layer to when you get cold and all that layer, it actually helps protect your organs and all that. But the visceral fat is what you actually don't want. That's extremely unhealthy. Okay, hold on a sec. Let's see, where's the senator? Where is he? He's J8. J8. I mean, I'm assuming he's JJJ. Guess one of these two. What's his name again? It's Alus. I think this is actually him right here. Yep. That's Alta's office. Oh, let me there. Alright. This is getting ridiculous. Let's just do a wide scan. Let's just look for his name. Oh, there you go. He's in the president's office. Okay, so anyway, so the visceral fat is what you really don't want. It's dangerous. It's you know, I highly suggest you go and do your own research into visceral fat. Oh fuck you! Come on. Well, I guess I got traded to him. Who the fuck is? E-bite is right, okay. Oh. You know, sometimes I wonder. I'm looking for wrong spots. There we go. So right now, like I said, with that diet, and like I said, I was eating just eggs before I go to work. I was eating eggs, so this where I wouldn't. I didn't want to I didn't want to drink my shake like right off the bat. So I'm gonna add like some broccoli or something like that. I mean, broccoli is. I don't know. I think I'm gonna get like some spices or something, just so I can sweeten up the broccoli a little bit, so it's a little bit more manageable. You know, I said between the broccoli and the eggs, it'll provide enough protein and fiber, and it will definitely keep me because I don't want to use my shake until roughly when I get to my first stop, and generally my first stop, which is actually technically stops 1 and 2. They're like half a mile from each other. You know, I'm there between like 3 and 4 o'clock, depending on when I start my day. But then, you know, I drink it there, and then, like I said, in between, before and after, you know, I'll munch on some like carrots and all that, get some fiber. You know, and then when I get down to stop 2, well, actually, technically, it's stop 3. It's the last stop of my day. You know, so I'm there like around 6:30, 7 o'clock. What I'll do is you know, I'll wait there. How long I wait, and then when the place I'm at, they go say, okay, we're gonna load your truck now. I'm like, cool. I'll drink my shake there, and then generally, like I said, that will keep me good until I get home. And I try to stick to that schedule. Sometimes it doesn't, then I'm like, because if I do it too early, then there's a place I know that I can stop and I can get some food, but it's Burger King, you know. And I was actually going there. I was just getting like a couple of the wraps, the sweet honey mustard wraps. They were like, you know, they have chicken. Oh, the wrap themselves, chicken. They'll have lettuce, tomato, cheese, I want to say. But then they got honey mustard in them. It's only like 300 calories, but I was getting 2 of them. And what I ended up doing was, you know, doing the math. It's like, oh yeah, 600 calories a day right there just for that. And if I do that for the week, 5 days, well, that's 3,000 calories. That's like a pound, nearly a pound right there. I ended up stopped doing that. I automatically just decrease my intake by over a pound for a week. It doesn't seem like a whole lot, but over the year, I mean, that's almost 52 pounds. I mean, over the course of 52 weeks, that's like 50 pounds, something like that. 50 pounds, I don't have to worry about. I just eliminate it. Okay. Okay, hold on a sec. Cutscene over. Alright, now we go to... we get to the good part. Go to any gate guard. I'm gonna have to trade crystals, blah 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 blah. But this is fight 2-3, and this is where you get to fight the dragon. But you gotta do some stuff, and you know, I might actually just save that because it's a little bit of a long thing, if I remember correctly. Yeah, it's a long one, so I'm not gonna do that tonight. I'm gonna at least start the mission where I'm just accepting it. So, but you know, and I'll do it tomorrow because I have off tomorrow since it's Labor Day weekend. Hey, I hope you all enjoy your Labor Day weekend and whatever it is you decide to do. Barbecue. I'm doing a barbecue. Really gonna, you know, try not to eat too much. So, alright, let's see. Do I get the mission right off the bat? Huh. Rank points are full, but maybe someone it did say in the gig card. Annie Bastow gig guard. Okay, well, it's fine. I'll activate them at the later time. I just want to finish up what I was talking about. So actually, I am going to do is go to configure gameplay. We're going to. There you go. All right, so what was I thinking of? Food. Okay, so doing all that, and if I figure if my shakes are around 400 calories each, usually I try to higher estimate them. So 400 calories. Let's say for 400 calories, they got to be 400 calories. But I really should do a little bit more. That's why I try to do like maybe half a scoop of the whey protein. But I'm gonna double check on like the Greek yogurts. But anyways, if I keep the shakes to 400 calories each, along with again the fibers, the carbs, proteins, yada yada yada. So if I got 2 of those, that's 800 calories. Then I have is my carrots. I don't eat too much of carrots, but if I stick it out to like 200 calories for it, so now it's 1,000 calories for today, which means I can eat something, when I get home. I can get a little bit of salt. Well, wait, I gotta go back because I gotta add in that I add eggs. So if I do that, if I try not to eat when I get home, I really don't like to, but sometimes I do. I mean, you're looking at like, depending on what I eat, and I've been trying to do is get shrimp, because shrimp is low in calories, high in proteins, but they're expensive. But I try doing is get like a big bag. It's right now it's costing me like $15 or something per bag, but these bags there's like 50 to 70 shrimp per one. Somewhere usually it's like around 60 shrimp. So I'll get in there and I'll just like, okay, I'll eat like 10 to 12 of those, or 10 to 15. I try to at least split them like in 5 portions. So so Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and I try mixing them with not mixing them, but I'll have like green beans or something like that. So I try to keep the calories still minimal. If I keep those under 500 calories, so if you're talking about if I keep my dailies to like around 1,500 calories, like I said, because as a truck driver, I'm not as active. I'm trying to stay more towards the 1,500. If I was like really active, 2,000 calories would be definitely more preferable. However, when I'm doing my stops, so obviously driving, I'm not really doing much of anything, so my body just kind of shuts down, and it's relaxing. When I get to my stops, I try doing is walking a whole lot while I'm waiting to get loaded up. Well, the first 2 stops, I'm actually picking up stuff. A lot of it's like preloaded, so it's like really quick, but I try doing a bit of walking, some sort of fast-paced exercise, because there's not really a whole lot of time before I gotta get back in, go to the next stop, so I try to do like crunches, maybe I try to do a couple sprints, something like that. I do that for like both myself. Now the second one, it takes a little bit longer, maybe an extra like 10 minutes or something. But I'll just walk. Walk in place. Walking in place is just as good as walking. However, you can adjust the pace. Walking the pace, doing burpees. You don't need to do full burpees, okay? But if you're doing the full burpees, you get the doing the actual push-up. Obviously working the biceps a little bit, and depending on how fast you're going, you actually get a decently good cardio out of that a little bit. But the main point is, if you go down into what I would call is a half burpee, is basically you're doing the whole burpee except you're not doing the push-up at the end. So you can actually, if you're not doing a push-up at the end, I notice I can do a lot more. I can do them a little bit faster. I do like 2 or 3 times as much. Like if I do a full burpee, I might get through like 8 of them before I'm like, that's it, I'm done. I can go through 15 burpees, half burpees, before I'm like, oh, okay, and I can do them actually faster. So, like so, a lot of research doing it. One guy was just like, yeah, this one lady, a client that he had, she would do 100 burpees, just a half one. She's going down and then she's getting back up. But she's doing a lot throughout the day. I think she said it was doing like 100 burpees a day, and then just doing her walking. She dropped weight pretty quick. Okay, now, so what he says, I don't know. I do know from just doing a little testing and all that, with just doing a half burpees and all that, you do a fairly good amount. It's because it's keeping the body going. You're moving. Yeah, you're going to lose weight. You may lose like a couple ounces here, a couple ounces there. That shit does add up over time. If you lose on average 4 ounces a day, 4 ounces a day, do that for a week, 7 times 4 is what? 28 ounces. That's almost 2 pounds. Every 16 ounces you lose, that's a pound. Okay? So a lot of people, they get to where like, oh, I only lost a couple ounces. And then next day you're like, oh, it's only a couple ounces, because a lot of people, let's face it, we want fast results. Losing the weight, it takes time. I mean, it's a commitment. It's not like a month or 2. You're talking about 6 months, a year, longer. And then once you get to where you gotta be, you're like, oh yeah, guess what? Now you're in the maintenance phase where you're like, you gotta keep it. If you don't continue to do the exercise, you're going to lose it. I was in really good shape when I was in Iraq and all that. I still wish I had the couple of pictures that I took myself. I was in good shape. What happened? I came back, got into a lull. Obviously, I met my girlfriend, now the mother of my children. Yeah, I got the dad bod. That was over 10 years ago, 14 to be exact. And here I am now 14 years later. I'm like, I want to lose the dad bod. Granted, really need to lose it because I'm single, and easier to attract women if you're in good shape. They're like, ooh la la, but, and I'm doing it for my health anyways. My knees really do appreciate like the nearly 20 pounds I've lost. I was at 196 when I started this. Back in late May. Yeah. It was like the last week of May that I started this, and I was very inconsistent. I was just like going. If I could take what I know now and go back a few months, I'd probably be a little bit like, I'd probably be 170 right now, easily. It's just because because once my daughter's kind of down, I kind of like cut back on a lot of going to the gym, probably by at least half. And plus, now I've added in more intense cardio without actually stressing out my knees. Like, I was doing HIIT where I was like running, and I'm finding out it's easier once I get more weight off. If then I can up the HIIT, and so I've actually just started going to straight up. It's just power walking. Because what they were suggesting is that you do like on average 7,000 plus steps a day. That's just walking normally. You're not power walking, but then you include in that when you do your exercising, fucking power walking. At the very least, you're up to like 3.5, and when you're just doing your regular steps, you're probably like a 2.5 to 3 miles an hour. But when you get power walking, now you're going to like the 3.5, 4 plus mile range, to nearly to a jog. Yeah, I've because I was just looking at it, just getting the heart rate up. Because you get that heart rate up, it just pumps your blood. You get sweating, and trust me, despite to say, the sweat it doesn't really mean you're losing weight. It's because it's the body trying to clear it. Trust me, sweating. When you're sweating a lot, you're getting rid of all the excess water. You're replacing it, yes. But imagine if you're not sweating and you're still drinking water. Now you're adding water weight on top of water weight on top of water. So yeah, so sweating is a good sign that you're on the right track to losing weight. Okay, and especially if you take supplements. I take is men's one a day. I'm also taking another thing. It's called a youth tonic. Basically, it's just supposed to help lose the water weight. That's it. And I'm taking like other supplements for helping lose weight. Like I'm doing the Burn Evolve, which I don't know. I'm not sure if it's really helping, to be honest on that. But there's other stuff I'm taking for muscle recovery, for pre and post workout. Do your research and all that. But anyway, so like I said, I started at 196 back in the last week of May. I'm now down to 177 pounds, I'm just on the verge of doing 176. I might be 176 by the time you hear. And this whole time I've been on this stream, I've been walking in place, or I've just been standing. I'm not sitting down where my body kind of relaxed. I'm actually kind of moving a little bit. Okay. And basically, like I said, walking in place, that's counting towards your steps. Okay? And all it's doing is telling the body, just keep going. Okay? Because as long as your body is going, your body, it's got to burn up something. It's got to take from somewhere. And the sad thing is that the gut, which is what most of us are like, yeah, I want to lose the gut. Going to be the last thing. And like, despite that I've lost 20 pounds, my gut doesn't look like it has changed very much. But all the research I'm doing is that, yeah, it's natural. It'll probably be a couple more months before I start to see really the results that I want, because they were talking about like guys who are like 2, 3, 4, 5 months in, on average, like 4 to 5 months in when they're consistent, because I haven't been consistent. So like I said, if I would have done better consistency, I probably would have started seeing the gut go away a little bit by now. But it's probably going to be like another month to 6 weeks before I start to see like, oh, okay, there it goes. But like I said, I'm watching where guys are just like, they get up to like, they're losing weight, but they didn't start seeing their guts start to slim down until they got into like month 4, month 5. One guy was like month 6 before he started seeing. But once they actually hit that phase, it went pretty decently quick. But the idea is keep at it, work hard. It's and that's the beauty. You work hard and you finally get to that point, you don't want to let it go. Versus you see a lot of people, they try taking like the shortcuts and they're just like, whatever. They get it, but then they let it go back. It's so easy, So anyways, so I've been doing pretty good. My knees do feel better. They still, after a while, they still get sore, like they do. But I really feel better overall about my health. I feel better. I actually do honestly see a little bit more energy. There are still some days I just get up and I'm like, no, I don't want to do anything. And then sometimes, going to the gym, it's just like, it feels like work. But it is what it is. But that's why it's sometimes like, if I'm not really feeling up to the gym, I have stuff at home that can at least maintain what I'm doing. So this is where I'm not adding. At the very least, it's like, okay, well, I might only see like a couple ounces lost versus I might have seen like 6 to 8 ounces I would have gone to the gym. But I have a little treadmill here, and I decided, what, I didn't want to go to the gym. I took my pre-workout stuff, and I really shouldn't have. I should have took my other stuff. So like, if I don't go to the gym, I take like Nitro Surge versus I take is something from Gorilla and all that, or I can take Hyde Signature. I do one of those two when I don't go to the gym. I really was. But anyway, so I took my stuff, and I was just like, what, I wasn't feeling. I was here in front of my computer on my treadmill because I got my little portable treadmill right here. I just took it down, and I was watching my online community. We were watching a movie, and during like the last hour of the movie, I'm on the treadmill, and I was fucking because I was having a little hard time hearing, so I kept my little fan off. But boy, I was dying, sweating so much. And guess what? I went and weighed myself. I lost 6 ounces just walking, watching. I instead of sitting down, I just chose to walk on my treadmill. All right, instead of sitting down, just walk in place. I am trying to do so much more instead of sitting on my ass. And I said, this is personally for me. No judge on anybody else. I seen some of the guys in my community. They'll put on a thing, and I'm not going to say names and all that out of respect, because they're really, really sweet people. And I see, and they're young, but they're not in shape. So instead of sitting, I got it, you're young, and all that. But I'm like, dude, it's like you get to my age, it fucking sucks. Like when I was their age and all that, I was steadily active. So my parent, God rest my dad, may he rest in peace and all that. He used to sit there and it's like, I can eat whatever I want. And he's just like, the way, how do you put it? He goes, your metabolism is so fast. It just seems like you eat till your heart's content. You just take off your leg, you just empty all the contents out, you put it back on and go back to eating type deal. Now I kind of like look at food. I'm just like, oh my God, I just gained fucking 5 pounds just looking at it, which is an old trope, but it's a true trope. Okay. Now here I am. I got to be careful about what I eat because I'm trying to lose weight and all that. Now, once I get down to the weight I want, and I'm like, okay, now I want to bulk up just a little bit. I'll probably go up to like 2,000 calories. But because I said, I drive truck. Oh my God, drive truck for a living. I'm not as active because I'm sitting down a lot. When I was doing my old route, I was sitting down for no more than like 45 minutes at a time while I'm driving. But now, like, I gotta go to this one place. I gotta drive 2.5 to 3 hours to get to it, and then when I'm coming back down, it's an hour and a half to get to the last stop, and then it's an hour and a half to get back to the warehouse. So I'm gonna have stretches where I'm sitting down for a sense time. So those times where I get out of the truck, I'm trying to be as active as possible, even if it's just walking around. I'm trying to get in as many steps as I can, trying to be as active as I can. So, and that's what it's helping. It really is. So for anybody who's watching this and you really want to lose weight, the first thing I do is my suggestion is get a really good diet and just stay active. You just walk around at the very least, and you're active as much as possible. You'll slowly but surely you'll burn off the weight if you're just looking just to lose weight. You're not like you're not trying to be like fucking Chris Helmsworth. He's fucking jacked or Chris Evans. Actually, they're both Chris's. And, they're fucking jacked and you saw them in the Avengers movies and all. Or who else? Arnold Schwarzenegger back in his prime. I mean, motherfucker is like, no, yeah, you might be like, you just want to like, hey, I just want to lose weight, and it's easier on your lower back, your knees, and all that. Yeah, just good diet and at least stay active. You'll lose the weight. It'll take time. Keep at it. That's all I'm saying. Is like I went to Hershey Park a few weeks ago when my daughters were still here. Guess what? We did a lot of walking. My youngest, she was feeling lazy, and she's just like, carry me, Papa. Oh. I get her up on my shoulder, and you just hear her giggle. She's like, "Oh, Papa, you're so gullible. I got you." Well, I tell you what, carrying my daughter on my shoulders, I was fucking done after like 4 or 5 hours. I was just like, I actually lost a little bit of weight, despite the fact that I didn't really eat healthy at all because park food, and then of course I had to get this Hershey's Reese's big giant cup of name, which I split with my daughters. I had a little bit of it, but holy shit, is that packed? And I still lost a little bit of weight, but I didn't. I was probably muscle weight. I was probably muscle and shit like that. But still, I still managed to lose like half a pound for the weekend, despite everything I did. So that it only goes to show, if I would have ate healthy, I probably would have lost a ton of weight. Okay, so it's just like, I like where I'm going to. So hopefully within the next, like, by the time like Christmas rolls around, I'm like, maybe I'm lucky and stick to it, and I really work hard at it. Maybe I lose that 30 pounds I'm looking to lose, so which means I lost like a total of 50 pounds, and look really healthy, and bulk up a little bit, and then the ladies are like, woohoo, it's like, and then treat me like a piece of me. Not saying that'll happen, but I'm at that age where, but actually I would prefer that, maybe the mother of my children would be like, oh shit, would you like to get back together? I'd be like, wine and dine me, bitch, wine and dine me, and then we'll talk. I definitely wouldn't say bitch to her and all that, but I definitely give it a look. Is she like, oh, I know what you're saying? I was like, yeah, fucking court me, woman. Though a friend of mine, she's very attractive too and all that, but give her a look of, she looks and she's like, damn, I shouldn't have put you in the friends. I was like, no, that's your fucking loss. But anyway, so it's like 1:30 in the morning my time. I am tired. I'm gonna go to bed here real soon, but check. Oh, okay, good. I thought for a second my mic was muted on the console this whole time. I was like, no, oh my god, all this stuff. I meant to scroll it down, but no, I didn't. Thank God. So I hope you all got something out of this besides the fact of. Hold on 1 second. Sorry about that. I had like some bug that was like, I don't know if it was, better not have been a cockroach or something, but definitely was not something I normally see. So that's another reason why I can't wait for winter to come. Bugs are less likely to be around because they fucking hibernate in the out of sight, out of mind type deal. So, but hey, I definitely will be doing. Oh yeah, I'm losing my voice. This little sun. Water, H2O. Oh, real quick, I was talking about the Powerade and the Gatorade. In Gatorade and Powerade, even if you do the zeros, I mean, granted they don't give calories, I think hardly any carbs, if any at all. They do have some sodium, which from what I've been researching, I've been watching other people who've done the research, it looks really good. They're not gonna lie and all that. However, they really looked at what is the natural and artificial flavors, and what they're finding is that artificial flavors has like artificial sweeteners, basically is. And even so, it doesn't actually mean sugar, but it could trick your mind into, and I think I've talked about this earlier, but I'll say it again, into thinking you're intaking sugar, which will then give the impression to your insulin to spike, so it spikes, and when your insulin spikes, it forces your fat to want to hold. It forces your body to hold on to the fat at whatever cost it can. So then whatever weight you are losing now is trying to absorb it from like the muscles and whatever else it can, instead of going after the fat. And And what they're saying is that with the natural flavors, is that yeah, the where they initially use is just like a natural, uh, vegetable or fruit or whatever it is that they're using. But then that's all they're required to tell you. There could be so many other ingredients that they add in there, which they just throw on the label of natural flavors. So you could be, you don't know what you're getting. So dietitians, I've been seeing videos that they put out. They don't recommend when you're cutting weight is to drink Powerade or Gatorade. They pretty much it's just like just stick with water. Water is fine. I know a couple guys who put out the videos for when they're cutting weight. They'll recommend like the diet sodas or something like that. And they only say they go for that is to so you get that full feeling. So this where you don't actually try to binge. Go for the diet sodas that doesn't give like calories or shit like that. I'm not entirely sure about that because there's carbs, but I guess that's fine. There's recommendations if you trust people, trust guys who recommend that. Hey, go for it. I'm just gonna stick with water and then eating fruits and vegetables that gives a lot of fiber, so it gives that full feeling without packing on a whole bunch of calories. Because they're like the guy was showing like the unhealthy food and all that. He's like, well, here's 200 calories of this. It's really small, and then he's like, here's 200 calories worth of like strawberries, and there's like a ton of fucking strawberries, and he's just like, the strawberries are going to keep you full longer, and in order to get to that many strawberries versus in the other thing, you're going to pack on like 1,000, 1,500 calories if you do it the other way, just to get the feeling that you can with the 200 calories, humongous plates of strawberries. So they're like, go with the strawberries. There's or food like that, which will fill you, keep you full longer, and you're not actually packing on much calories, and it's much easier to burn off. So good diet and staying active, getting your steps. Even if you just do power walking, on top of the steps and all that, you'll lose weight. And then if you get to a point where you're like, okay, I want to bulk up and all that, then yeah, you can work on weightlifting. But they do also say, hey, you should do some sort of weightlifting. Maybe not like heavy weights or anything like that. You're using weights just to tone the muscles and all that. I mean, that's all I'm trying to go for. I wouldn't mind getting my arms just a slightly bigger, get slightly bigger chest. But my main thing is I'm just trying to get my stomach more flat and get a little definition and such. But anyways, hey, if you made it this far, I appreciate it. Or if you're listening to this at a later time, awesome, I appreciate it. Hey, if you like this stream, hey, like, share, follow, subscribe, do all that good stuff. I like doing this stuff, even if it's just like I do it for fun and all that. And look, I was actually doing, like I said earlier, I was just standing here the whole time, doing some steps here and there. I probably got in like 100 steps. I mean, I wasn't really going at it, but I was standing, moving around, instead of just sitting on my ass. So instead of like storing up calories, I'd probably burn maybe an ounce. But that's better than adding a couple ounces, sitting down, because then your body goes into automatic, because once it gets relaxed, it goes into shutdown mode. Whereas standing up and keeping it engaged. So anyways, I will be back tomorrow. I'm going to do like an early Monday stream, which is going to be one of the rare occasions. I don't know when. I think I'm going to shoot for like noon, but don't quote me on it. I may change my mind. I may go early, I may go later. It just depends on how I feel. Anyways,